So I came across this conspiracy theory that the song American Pie.
Okay.
Great song, by the way.
It's okay.
Did you just say it's okay?
Yeah, it's just okay.
Well, that's an outlandish statement.
I mean-
if I've ever heard one.
Bye, American Pie. Bye, well, levy dry. Cool. Okay. Done.
Ignore this man for the rest of the podcast.
Wow.
You've lost all credibility.
Did I ever really have it, Don? Welcome to A Foolish Endeavor, a conversation between like-minded intellectuals where absurdity is the best that we can muster. So in today's episode, episode 3, we're talking about conspiracy theories. Dun dun.
Conspiracy theories are fun.
Yeah, I think so.
I like to investigate them sometimes. I like to laugh at them more times than that. Sometimes something I'll find and it just intrigues me, and then I start thinking way too hard about it.
Yeah, it definitely makes my brain spin.
Yeah.
Some of them are just so outlandish. You're like, how did someone even think of this?
But then as I start unraveling people's craziness, I'm like, wait a minute, but what if that's actually right? And there's this thing that I saw that's about this, and I'm like, whoa, what if that conspiracy theory is actually right? So
right?
It just
and then sometimes they tie
down.
into other conspiracy theories. It's like the equivalent of like the rabbit hole of YouTube at late at night is conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely true. Definitely true.
I like the ones that are super outlandish, and then like there's a couple of bits in there that are like, yeah, that could be something, maybe.
Yeah.
I think this person might be a little off, but they're not like 3 ballparks over.
How many ballparks exactly?
You know, maybe like midfield on the next one over.
It's like 1.5.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the thing. Every other sport has, okay, I don't know, maybe not hockey, but they have a length for their field, like a 100-yard football field. There's not a length for a baseball field.
Well, so there's different things that are like the infield is all the same. The backstop is always the same. It's just the depth of the outfield that changes.
Outfields differ because they try to fit these ballparks in the cities who already have a layout. So they're building around buildings and parking lots and other different things that are already there.
I see. Nice. So what is the first conspiracy theory we want to talk about here?
I've got a crazy one. We can start crazy if you guys want.
Okay.
Crazy it is.
Okay. Well, so the conspiracy that I found is that the song actually talks about a satanic communist takeover of America.
Oh, I like it.
What?
I like
What?
it.
Yeah.
I told you that song was bad. That song's got bad juju.
Juju. Yeah, you got it.
Enlighten us.
Yeah,
So,
please do.
Okay, yeah. So the person that wrote this blog, by the way, like from 2004, just so you have an idea, it's got the all-seeing eye from the dollar, except in
Illuminati.
color, just not green, at the top, and the background is all blue, and it feels like an old web page.
I like it even more now.
Instantly, it's like, okay, the credibility is like halved on this.
Did you find this on MySpace?
No, I searched what are some crazy conspiracy theories, and this was in the list. So I clicked on the link and read up a little bit. This person apparently heard a news article talking about Indian and like West Asian immigrants coming in and then like having this Indian-based leadership initiative as a part of the government to like help the immigrants and stuff. And the news article talked about that being the last slice of the American pie. And this person said,
Ooh.
American Pie? Oh, maybe it's about the song. And then they went and read through the lyrics of the song, and as they say, they had their suspicions confirmed.
Okay,
And
what are the suspicions?
So they claim that the song is talking about the fall of America and these outside forces taking over, which, you know what? I feel like everybody has something like that every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's not a new conspiracy, but they've attached it to the song, and they've highlighted some of the lines, such as "bad news on the doorstep," talking about your mortal soul, the king having his royal crown stolen.
Wait, the king? This ain't no monarchy anymore, dog.
That's
But the
It's
jester
American.
stole his silly crown.
yeah. The jester stole his pointy crown.
Are these lyrics I'm supposed to know
Pointy.
because this song's so amazing?
Yes.
Yeah, this is an American icon.
What, Dom?
Stuff about Lenin reading the Book of Marx and let's see, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost catching the train for the coast. All this like stuff
What
about
does that have to do with it? Father, Son, Holy
it's
Ghost.
a part of the song. It's in the last verse.
So basically, religion is not allowed in a communist state. So
Yeah, so like
Oh, really?
I'm not
religion-
backing this conspiracy at all. I'm
Religion's gone. The government's gone. U.S. has fallen. There's lines in there about a fallout shelter and something falling 8 miles high and fast. And then like that particular line, like that's it. And then it switches to a football game, which is weird. But
Wait, what? The song or
yeah, the song. So the music could be, religion or America or,
Not
pick
gonna-
something.
Not gonna lie, I like this. I think that could be very much true.
It could be, considering that the song was written right in the middle of the Cold War.
Yes, where things were very questionable,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of communistic, Marxist stuff going around.
This is outlandish. I'm sorry.
So
What do you mean?
This conspiracy is outlandish.
How so?
The song is about Buddy Holly.
the song's
Yeah.
meaning was never confirmed. Because the
That's
guy
true.
that wrote it was like, I don't have to. I made a butt ton of money.
Yeah,
You guys
ton.
can just go wild with your ideas.
So how is it outlandish, Dom?
I mean, you talk about things falling out of the sky 8 miles high and falling fast. He literally calls out the Birds. That was another band. The Jester, that's Bob Dylan. The King was Elvis Presley. It just makes sense that way.
Okay, well,
I don't see it as anything else.
I mean, artists reference each other all the time, which is great. It makes for some good music. But behind the scenes, those references could feasibly be this person's interpretation of what was going on during the Cold War. Their fears for the outcome of the Cold War. I wouldn't say that like this conspiracy where it's about satanic communist takeover.
okay, so
But I would definitely, in context of the era, I would give credence to the fact that it was at least had some sort of cultural remark towards the Cold War.
okay, as like a slight aside, so we have a Cold War, right? Which is like no pew pew, and then we have hot war, which is lots pew pew, and then so what's a lukewarm war? Is anyone Well, what would a lukewarm war be?
I think that's where people shoot at each other and then immediately regret it.
They're like, oh, sorry, sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. All right, well, that one's okay. I think we should move on.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, eh?
Where is he?
I mean,
Has anybody seen him?
if I had to bet, it'd be the hills of West Virginia. Because
All I can say is no one's seen me and Bigfoot in the same room at the same time.
Wow, And
That's accurate.
you do have pretty big feet.
Thank you.
So does having big feet, does that mean you're really, really fast? Just
I can confirm that is not true.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I kind of
Can't
thought
confirm.
maybe that's something that, like, I don't know. He runs away.
But
really,
isn't
really
he
fast.
supposedly
That's why
like
nobody sees him.
7 or 8 feet tall? So he'd have long strides.
saying
Yeah,
that
he would. Yeah, it would.
saying that someone with big feet is fast is like putting flippers for the water on your feet and trying to run real fast. Doesn't really work out. So
But if it's proportionate to his body, then I'm sure he is fast.
okay,
Like if you're just overall larger, your strides would be longer.
that's true. I guess that would compensate for the big feet.
Right. I mean, maybe Bigfoot really doesn't have big foot for a Bigfoot, but for a human, it's a Bigfoot.
If he could run like us, I'm sure that it would give a little bit of an advantage.
I guess.
Because we have the ability to switch to running on our toes if we want.
Running on your toes?
I think you're
Yeah.
meant to
So,
run
like-
on the balls of your feet, not on your toes.
Well, okay, yeah, you know what I mean. Though. Like,
I think that's.
I just had to
I'm
clarify.
just saying, if I ran on my toes, I would hurt myself.
not
very fast.
like on the tips of your toe, not like standing like a ballerina and then choosing to run. that would be
Well, yeah,
that would be devastating.
But that would also be running on your toes. That's that's what you said.
But okay, back to the running on the balls of their feet.
Yeah, because that's like it's like an evolutionary advantage.
Right.
Like opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Something that's really weird about Bigfoot is so many different cultures have the same story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But with like different names. Like I believe it's like down in like Louisiana. He's referred to as the skunk ape. I know there's
The
one in,
what?
like,
The skunk ape?
Yeah, skunk ape.
Never heard of that.
I know there's just like different names for quote unquote Bigfoot or Sasquatch over like all of Earth.
Right. Like China has the Yeren, Nepal has the Yeti, Canada, the Sasquatch, Australia has the Yowie, and Indonesia has the orange penduck.
Wow.
They're all basically the same story of a bipedal mammal standing about 8 feet tall, very like long, scraggly hair. It's basically the same story over and over again.
So it makes you wonder, like, if there is like some validity to it. Then, if it's like the same story's been told in multiple cultures with a language barrier to stop them from communicating the same story, it's kind of like interesting.
I wonder if these are like, I mean, I know there's sparse claims of like contemporary sightings, but I'm curious as to how far back most of the sightings and the stories go.
Yeah.
When they started to stop, because I don't think there's anything that like, why couldn't this have been something 300-400 years ago before it finally like went extinct?
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that could be potential. I feel like at this like modern era, at least in like our vicinity in the world, it is like slim to no chance with the amount of security cameras, traffic cameras, people's cell phones, and then like especially like game like trail cameras that hunters use. I feel like it would be bound to have something.
Well, it's funny that Chad says that because one of the conspiracy theories that I was reading is that Bigfoot evolved from Neanderthals. That humans, being Homo sapiens, and then in competition with Neanderthals, Neanderthals basically, it's a hard word, okay, everybody? Neanderthals, they went underground, they evolved, they built technology, they hid from us, they built basically an underground civilization.
Are they the center Earth dwellers?
Oh my god.
Could
Yes.
be.
The hollow
From,
Earth dwellers?
From Omicron 6, the shapeshifters. My mom thinks Hillary Clinton's a shapeshifter.
Wow.
Hillary Clinton is Bigfoot.
I mean, she did have that weird looking loogie during one of those press conferences all those years ago.
She hocked a loogie?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, that's
No, what are you
that's
talking
awesome,
about?
though.
Yeah, there's this footage
like into what?
into a glass of water.
Why?
Yeah, there was this footage that during one of the campaign rallies, like she went to take a drink and then like this weird little green thing came out into the cup.
It was her life force. That's funny.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Owen Wilson.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, that's a
good
new one for me.
That's a good one.
That is a new one for me. That Hillary Clinton. Now,
Oh,
does that mean
I
that
think
Hillary
I-
Clinton's the last Bigfoot?
Oh,
No, I think it's
There's-
a whole civilization.
Oh, okay. Of Hillary Clinton's or Bigfoot's?
Oh, please, not Hillary Clinton.
I'm back on the Neanderthals.
The
evolving into
Neanderthals?
Bigfoot,
Okay.
Bigfoot, and they live underground.
Gotcha.
They pop up every now and
Wait,
then.
wait,
we
wait,
see
wait.
them. They pop back down.
You're saying that
underground.
Bigfoot live underground?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which would make
This
sense.
is not my personal view. Honestly, I have something else that.
Well, I mean, that would
may
make
be my personal view.
that would
It
make
would make
sense though,
Yeah,
Right.
it definitely would. Kind of, sort of.
because at the absolute minimum, they would probably be living in large caves.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That would also go in line with why technically the only ever supposed sightings were at night. If they live in caves, they wouldn't be able to see in sunlight. It'd be too bright for them. Their eyes would be adjusted to the dark.
Like raccoons,
Sure.
trash pandas.
Right.
So, Dom, what do you think? What's your personal take on the Bigfoot?
I think Bigfoot is a multi-dimensional being.
Oh, please explain.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious.
Let me tell you what.
There's nothing about what you said that was
really not.
obvious at all.
I think it's pretty obvious.
yeah.
Awkward pause.
Cricket.
So basically, we never find any carcasses left by Bigfoot, right? Everyone claims that he's hunting in the forest whenever they find him. There's all these sightings.
He's a very casual hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of the photos are like him just taking a long random stride across the stream.
pretty much, yeah. Basically, why we would never find any. Also, we've never found any dead ones, right? Why? We've never found any carcasses laying around of.
Probably because they get
Dead-
covered up
dead-
by the government.
Well, it could be that. Could be. Or they live in another dimension. They have
Oh,
portals.
let's
They
go.
bounce in and out of our dimension.
I like this.
That's basically it.
What if...
You seem
wait,
like you... Okay.
Hold on. What if Bigfoot's, like, as a civilization, is
Big
the
feet.
Illuminati?
The big feet.
What if they are the Illuminati?
Whoa.
Like
Yeah.
running, like
Uh-huh.
running
yeah.
like,
Portals. Portals, man.
the
I'm telling
world?
you.
Yeah.
That sounds to me like the Navajo stories of Skinwalker Ranch.
That's what I was gonna bring up. The show Skinwalker Ranch. That show's great.
I haven't actually watched the show.
Oh, watch it. It's great. The whole area is just awesome, and there's like a lot of really crazy electromagnetic phenomena that happens there. That's like just like wild.
It's supposed to
Well,
be
yeah,
like a temporal
Yeah,
time
like a,
bubble or something, right?
Yeah. And then where like things come and go, and there's like just always stuff going on, and it definitely seems like there is. Like the actual show is kind of a little bit dramatized, but it's
Oh,
definitely
they all are.
But really excellent content though.
So basically, like building off the idea that things can be multidimensional, could Bigfoot be a multidimensional species that bounces in and out of our dimension?
Those would be some pretty intelligent big feet.
Well, a lot of the reports of seeing Bigfoot are accompanied by seeing flashes of light, seeing orbs of light,
Oh,
things like that. A lot of people claim to have shot Bigfoot as well, never found him. Why? They pop up a portal and get back home.
so interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, just natively able to travel interdimensionally.
My main question is, if you can do all that, why would you choose to be so hairy?
Maybe it's really cold where they're normally at.
Oh, I guess that is why hair does exist. So
Or if they're just creatures that are able to slip between dimensions. Like, they'd still technically just be animals.
yeah, but they don't got a big razor. You can do all this time travel. You ain't got no razor.
Maybe they're comfortable in their fur.
I mean,
I guess you're right. Who am I to judge?
to a degree,
Exactly.
you don't have to have a lot of technology to be able to time travel. Like, if it's just a part of your being.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like a really advanced dog.
So basically, what I understand is clothes can't teleport,
Oh,
right?
Terminator style.
Exactly. So they would need to be hairy, or else they would just
Be naked all the time.
Yeah, you can
right.
see
They
the
would want to go
dangling.
somewhere, show up naked. It's just easier to have hair.
Interesting.
That's definitely true.
And if there's flashes of light, I mean, who's to say that Bigfoot's not in cahoots with aliens?
Well, they are aliens.
I mean, at that point, wouldn't they be considered like aliens? Really? If they're from a different dimension.
Sure. Aliens can be interdimensional. Why not?
If Bigfoot was an alien, what kind of ship would he be on?
It's interesting that you ask that, Dom,
Big hunk of wood.
because there was this comic back in the day where Chewbacca turned out to be the first sighting of Bigfoot when the Millennium Falcon crash landed on Earth.
Wow.
Shout out, no, I'm not going to shout it out because I don't know which comic it was. I think it was Dark Horse.
Shout out, no idea.
So
Could have been
just
Marvel.
a bunch of Millennium
Who
Falcons.
knows?
Wow. Okay. That makes sense. That really
Carillion
makes sense.
YT cruisers,
Hey,
Jake.
Hey, I have a thing.
That really makes sense,
What-
though.
That's the
What do you
Full
call
circle.
What do you call a ship that complains all the time? It's a millennial falcon.
Haha.
See what I did? See what I did there? That's-
That was good. Hey, Chad here. I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you to everybody who's been hanging out with us these last few episodes. This has been an incredible journey to get started on, and we are just so glad that you're here with us. If you're enjoying Foolish Endeavor, hey, why not hit the subscribe button? Share this with some friends. Bring some more people on our journey. If you've got ideas for episodes, hit us up on our Instagram at foolish_endeavor_podcast. The link is in the description. Today we're talking about some crazy conspiracy theories. We're diving real hard down the rabbit hole. And we had a lot of fun talking about this stuff. So, you know what? Enough of my rambling. Let's just get back to it.
So speaking of spacecraft, that made me think of aircraft. In the Denver airport. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, you buckle up.
We're going there.
I've heard about this one.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't remember much. It's been a while since I've...
Okay, good. So the Denver airport is believed to be made by the Freemasons. If you ever watched National Treasures, you've heard of them. They're also known as the Illuminati a lot of times. The capstone of the airport has the compass and square, which is the Freemasons' insignia. Also says New World Airport Commission. They say that they are building the New World Order like the TVA from Loki.
Oh boy.
Yeah, oh yeah. So in front of the Denver airport is a large blue horse with red eyes. It's named Blucifer, and it's kind of a kick to the
Lucifer.
Yeah, it's called Blucifer,
So dumb.
and it is kind of a kick to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, which is a huge belief of the Freemasons. And a little bit more on Blucifer. The creator of Blucifer was actually killed by the horse when it was being sculpted. There was an accident.
Let's go.
There was an accident where the head fell off and actually crushed him, or some believe that he was a sacrifice.
Oh, I thought that was an actual horse that like kicked him in the face. And
No, just the sculpture.
Oh,
Yep. I know it's crazy, but like, kind of think about it. Illuminati stuff. You know, also in the airport there are murals.
those are big paintings.
Yeah, thank you. So a lot of murals you'll see are like, and like a normal airport is like of nature, birds, maybe like a little kick to like whatever the local like sports teams or something like that. But not at the Denver airport. At the Denver airport, you have a line of people in ratty clothes walking in a line. And like there's just, you can tell that it's almost like Depression-esque or almost Holocaust-esque. There's a... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's sorry, no.
Okay. There is one of a large military figure with a sword and a rifle wearing a gas mask with a burning building below him. And he is like substantially larger than this building and all the other people in this mural. Let's see. There's another one here. Oh, there's also Anubis, which is the Egyptian god of death. You know, that's what I want to have in my airport. And then finally, there is a picture of an American Boy Scout handing over a firearm to a Bavarian child. Was this kind of a shtick to like
Bavarian?
Submitting to Germany? I don't know.
They make really good cream.
Yeah, they do. But now let's talk layout. So there's supposed bunkers underneath the majority of the airport, which is 34,000 acres large. That's pretty big.
Wow.
And to put in comparison, Pittsburgh Airport is 12,900 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, so almost 3 times the size. And it's just crazy. Like, there were supposedly like 5 to 7 buildings that were built, and they went, yep, nope, we're just going to put these underground now.
They have underground buildings underneath this airport.
Yep, and there's rumors that anytime that there has been like a large like world conflict, that like the U.S. presidents have gone to the Denver airport.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought it was underneath the White House that you would go to.
I'm just saying those rumors. And then finally...
That's too obvious. You can't have the Illuminati right under the White House.
Yeah, come on now. And then finally, if you want to talk about the aerial view of the airport, it is a large swastika.
Oh.
Chad, you said you had heard of the Denver airport. Do you have any more that you heard on? Or?
Just that it was crazy freaky, takes forever to get from one side to the other, takes forever to taxi to the runway and take off. That the horse, like, is the least welcoming thing that you could get coming or going.
There's been claims of like people, whenever they walk past Lucifer, that they like get into like convulsions and stuff, and like and have like seizures and stuff right in front of it.
Wow.
Well, I just looked up a picture of Lucifer.
Yeah,
That
It's
is unsettling.
freaky.
Yeah.
That's unsettling.
Sure.
Yeah, especially most of them are like Lucifer in front of a thunderstorm, which is even worse.
Yeah.
I did
thought
see
that was a good idea.
The Illuminati.
I mean, who thinks the theme of death is good for an airport?
Yeah, where everyone is in constant fear of dying on their
Right.
travels.
They're like, hey, by the way, you could die here.
Yeah, it's strange. I did see a different mural because when I was looking up random ones, that came up on my list as well.
Okay.
There was one mural that I saw where that soldier was turned into a statue and then crumbled underneath like every different ethnicity. And the different groups were holding swords wrapped up in flags.
Wasn't it a bunch of children holding the swords and flags? Okay, yeah, I saw that one as well. Then there's like just a bunch of gargoyles as well throughout the entire airport.
Yeah, why would they give it red eyes?
Lucifer, man. I don't know.
Seems a little demonic.
That entire place is just one giant bad idea.
Yeah. Like pushing out a fart when you know you shouldn't.
Exactly like that.
Dom, you got anything on this one? Other than about Lucifer just being messed up and creepy?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird things going on there.
So what exactly are you saying? You're saying that the Illuminati built this airport to like...
I don't know if they necessarily built it, but
What's like the goal here?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying the theory.
What does the literature say about it?
The literature is kind of trying to push towards the side that the Illuminati either had a hand in creating the airport, whether financially or just had an influence on how it was created and having the supposed bunkers, or that it is run by said Illuminati.
Do you think it could be like something where they use the airport to do some type of business thing or fly?
I mean, it's
people a
possible.
certain
It's like,
way?
I believe it's one of the largest airports, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Basically, I don't know enough about the Illuminati, basically, to understand why they would want to build
I
an
think that's kind
airport.
of the thing they don't want you to know about them.
Yeah, they're pretty good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, they are.
I've seen National Treasure. I know.
Yeah.
So what,
What
you're
are
saying
they-
is we
what
need
are
to
they
just
doing
ask
under
Nick
there?
Cage. Just ask Nicolas Cage, what's up?
Not the bees. Not the bees.
What are they doing under there?
I don't know,
That's what I
man.
want to know.
Have you seen that movie with the Wicker Man, where Nicolas Cage just punches a girl in the face straight up? It's pretty intense.
I have not.
No.
Never seen that one.
He's being held by a bunch of leprechauns, and they're holding him with a cage around his face, pouring bees into his caged face. Yeah, and it's not the bees, not the bees, and he literally just straight up like decks a girl, like full deck.
While being bead?
No, I think before being beat.
Ah.
Yeah.
So being was his punishment.
Yes.
I've never heard be turned into a verb before.
You've been bead.
It's a Lewis thing.
You have been
Hey.
bead.
No, that's a Chad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. After seeing that horse, honestly, something weird's going on.
Yeah, it's I also just Googled it. It's pretty not great
No.
as a airport ornament. Not great.
As anything, really. What would that be a good ornament for?
I have no idea.
Exactly. The Illuminati.
Maybe a haunted house.
Oh, there you go.
What I don't understand is why they didn't go with just a normal Bronco. Just put their sports team mascot on the airport
That would have made too much sense.
and not
well,
the Grim Reapers version of.
The Illuminati wanted to toy with us a little bit. They just wanted to be like, something weird's going on here, but you guys will never figure it out.
I have a question. What's a Bronco?
Bronco's like a horse.
Yeah, but
And also a vehicle.
how does that differ from a Mustang? I know that's also a vehicle.
And a horse.
Yeah, but what is it like? Okay, so the technical term for Blucifer is Blue Mustang.
So a Mustang is a free roaming horse of the North American West, descended from domesticated horses. So that'd be like what you would have as your like current like wild horse that's like out west.
A wild horse is a Mustang.
Yes, and then a Bronco is an unbroken or not fully broken horse in North America and Mexico.
How does that differ from?
So an
wild?
unbroken horse or not fully broken means that it's in domestic use, but it's not fully tamed to the point of being able to be ridden without like bucking and stuff like
So
that.
the difference is just a technicality.
A Mustang is like saying would be like similar to like a feral cat versus like a house cat that's just a jerk with a Mustang.
Okay. I get that. Anywho, yeah, I have no idea why they picked this horrid thing as a thing for that airport. But
They're toying with us. That's the only thing I could think of. They're toying with us. They said, oh, something weird's going on here, but you guys will never figure it out. So,
talking about weird things with Illuminati, I got another one.
uh-oh.
Have you ever heard of the Safeguard Complex in North Dakota?
No.
No.
Okay, neither have I.
like, safe flight, prepare. No, wait, safeguard. No.
Nope, that's Safe Flight. That is a windshield company.
Oh,
Yep. Valiant effort, though. I'm proud of you. So the Safeguard Complex in North Dakota was built in the Cold War. Some people believe it was built for the Illuminati / the Freemasons. The complex cost $500 million in the 70s for it to be built. The main purpose of it was to detect missiles during the Cold War. The main
Makes
building
sense.
is shaped like a pyramid, but with a flat top, much like the one you see on the back of a dollar bill. Mysteriously, the complex was only in operation for 1 day.
why?
It opened up October 1st, 1975, and closed on October 2nd. Why? Because the government went, we don't need this anymore. After spending $500 million for it to be built.
What did they do with it?
Well, see, that's the funny part. They claim it's abandoned. But if you go on to Google Images and stuff like that, it's upkept
There's still
It
operations.
has newer buildings on it. It has like pole barn buildings on it. Like all the grass is upkept. Everything seems to be clean. You know, the roads are upkept. The parking lots are upkept.
Yeah.
Like they would definitely be cracked and everything like that. So for $500, supposedly the U.S. government paid for that for it to be in operation for 1 day.
$500.
Sorry, $500 million.
I was like, that's
500
literally that's like the
million.
government being like,
million.
That's the best deal ever.
So, I mean, kind of sounds like someone else had to have their finger in that cookie jar.
finger in the cookie jar. I couldn't even get a cookie out if I just put a finger in a cookie jar.
Well,
So,
you've never
I
done the
mean-
2-finger pinch?
2 fingers. Yeah, you
Okay.
said a finger.
Well, exactly. Maybe they had help, so they only put 1 finger in.
Imagine you and your friend each having a finger pulling a cookie out.
I'd rather not.
So what was the purpose of this this big ding dong?
It was supposed to detect missiles during the Cold War.
detect them.
Yes.
Huh. Like a camera?
More or less like a sonar-esque type thing.
They had to
But
build
meant-
Radar.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Radar.
They had to
radar.
build a pyramid for this.
Exactly. Why would they build a pyramid for it?
They can do
as their
that
main
with
base.
yeah.
Well, I mean, pyramids are incredibly strong structures.
They are, because they have a very wide base, just like myself.
The architect had to prove his degree.
Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe.
Basically that.
I mean, there's a reason the pyramids at Giza have lasted so long.
Right, because the aliens helped with that.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Whoa.
Well, that is a real
whoa.
thing, though. I will say the aliens did help with the pyramids for sure.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah,
See, I was just being like
Facetious.
yeah.
Facetious.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Whoa.
No.
So,
words.
let's hear it, Alex. Let's hear it.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, how else could they have moved stones that big at that time and built them in that way? I mean, manpower, yes, definitely for sure is possible, but I don't know. I just definitely think aliens did it.
So the aliens just came, built a couple pyramids for some dudes that said, like, hey, we're pharaohs. And then they left.
The aliens were the pharaohs, dog.
Yeah.
Or
And they were pointing them. They were using the pyramids to point back to.
Yes.
Uh,
This is on ancient alien theory.
To the
Maya,
homeland?
Mayan.
the belt.
Orion's belt.
Orion. Yeah.
Wow.
Pointing back to the Orion constellation.
Or was it a bunch of Bigfoots that portaled in and helped build the pyramids?
What if all aliens are just Bigfoot?
That's fair.
What if they
Sorry,
just
big
portaled
feet.
those rocks, blocks from different atmospheres? Just boop, 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 boop.
What
They just
if
built it up like that?
What if the temporal vortex magic thing at Skinwalker Ranch migrates around the world, and that's also how they built Stonehenge.
Stonehenge is another one.
Stonehenge is really heavy blocks too.
So basically, Bigfoot portals built
Yes, not Bigfoot, his portals.
his portal. Just built everything.
I mean, have you seen Thor: The Dark World?
I have not.
They had inner space portals open up over. Was that over? Or was that just in the middle of London? Which would have made no sense. It might have just been in the middle of London. Not over Stonehenge.
I wish I could read a news article without having to subscribe. It's so irritating.
If I were king for a day, I would
Take
change
all
that.
subscriptions off. Free knowledge, baby.
I mean,
Need it.
like, right? That's how it should be.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I wonder why they did that.
What, use
Oh,
the
build
portals or build pyramids?
I wonder why they built that pyramid in North Dakota.
Wait, yeah, what's that called?
Safeguard Complex in North Dakota.
Maybe it was just crappy. Like, they just built it and it's just crap.
Yeah, but like if you built that,
I
thing,
mean, well,
you paid all the money to build it. You put it in operation for 1 day. I don't think you'd just be like, nah. Like I would
What if
say
it
you'd
didn't
probably
work?
improve it.
Wait, hold
It
on.
looks
Do they actually
too,
not use it, or do they just say they don't use it?
bro? This
It's claimed to be completely abandoned.
Claimed.
Yes.
Big
This
claim.
jaunt looks sick, I will say.
Is it for sale?
I would totally buy it. I would rent it out.
It would make
myself.
for a cool house.
Do they have any kind of satellite or antenna on the top?
There's 4 little rinky-dink little beep pew at the top.
Okay. Well, that bombs my theory.
Nothing fancy.
What was your
What's your
theory,
theory?
Chad?
That they built it super rigid so that if there was, ICBMs flying through the air and blowing up around them, that at least the structure would have a chance of staying upright.
Yep.
And then realized that, we messed up because we put this, the missile detection inside the pyramid and we can't detect outside of it. And so they're just like, forget it. Screw it.
That's a
We're
big
shutting it
mess
down.
up.
Yeah.
That's a big mess up.
I would not put it past the government,
No, me
especially in the
neither.
70s, to spend that much money and be like, oops.
Honestly, also based on where it's
Oopsies.
geographically located, it looks like there's something underneath that bad boy. It doesn't. It looks just very ominously placed.
Maybe that
Secret
place.
tunnel.
Yeah, maybe that place and Denver are connected.
Secret
North Dakota,
tunnel.
Denver. How close are those?
You're looking at probably a couple thousand miles.
It's like by Florida.
Sure, Alex.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'll look it up. Give me a second.
Who cares, man? Just put a 1970s version of Hyperloop under there.
Dude, I love.
Or wait, when was
Hyperloop.
Denver? When
Yeah,
was
when
Denver
was-
Airport constructed?
When was Denver?
Yeah, when was
constructed?
Denver Hamburg?
Because they can have been like, ooh, this place is cool. Let's connect it to this place so that we can fly in and out.
95.
Okay.
Should be post the safeguard complex.
Very post. Yeah.
Put a turn of the century Hyperloop before Hyperloop.
I would love to go inside of this place.
So it is 902.9 miles from Denver Airport to the safeguard complex.
Put a bullet
Secret
train under there.
tunnel.
And that's like by road, so not as the crow flies.
Yeah. Put a bullet train under there.
Oh.
Easy.
If driving, it claims it would take you 14 hours and 9 minutes in the current traffic.
So in 2012, it was sold to Spring Creek Hutterite colony of Forbes, North Dakota, for $530,000. And then in 2020, recently, it was portions of the property, including the pyramid, were sold to the Cavalier County Job Development Authority for $462,000.
They're gonna make it a Bass Pro Shops.
Dude, for sure, definitely Bass Pro.
I hope
There
they
is
do.
a mall somewhere that's a pyramid.
There is.
Yeah, there's a Bass Pro Shops that's
pyramid.
a
Okay.
pyramid.
Yeah,
In I think Tennessee.
yeah.
I think you're right.
I think so.
I think it's a
See if
giant.
they're connected.
I highly doubt it.
Alex, the researcher, can you please verify?
Bass Pro Shop,
Pyramid Bass Pro Shop. Tennessee, yay or nay?
Memphis, Tennessee. Wow,
Good job, Dom.
it looks very similar. That's a nice Bass Pro Shop. Holy cow!
I totally forgot about
wow.
that Bass Pro. Like it's pretty cool. I'd want to go to that. That'd be neat.
I think it would be pretty cool.
I would rather go to the Safeguard place.
I just want them to make that a Bass Pro Shops.
Someone like walks up there like, "Yo, is this a Bass Pro Shop?"
I have a thought.
Oh,
Let's hear that thought.
expand the thought.
I gotta look it up first. Hold on.
You have to look up your thought?
Yep.
Okay. I
Pizza
just don't know
doesn't
how
look
he's looking up his own thought.
Well, I just
How
want to
do
see
you
if there's any
Google, my
credence to it before I blurt it out.
Nah, I know what you're saying. I just think it's funny.
You mean you don't have to look up your thoughts?
Yeah,
They're all
you don't-
right here, buddy.
I
My
try to
thoughts
control F
come
my brain
from
all the time.
outside, and I just project what comes into my head.
So does that mean your head is like a satellite?
Yes, for stupid thoughts.
You could be on
Wait
top
a
of the
minute.
thing.
Wait a minute.
I mean, no, I'm a normal person.
Beep boop bop beep boop beep. Beep boop beep boop boop bop.
I'm not a robot implant from the Illuminati
Mr. Krabs is a robot.
or a lizard person. Blink sideways.
Okay. Would you rather have a time machine or a teleporter?
Teleporter.
I
Because
would
if it's
say-
good enough for Bigfoot, it's good enough for me.
I would say with multiple uses of each.
Is a teleporter an interdimensional portal?
Yeah, is it a
Because teleporter can just go from point A. Technically, if you're talking like Star Trek teleporter, it's point A to point B. And space is what moves, not the spaceship.
oh, that's cool.
I just wanted to make you guys laugh. You guys didn't even laugh. You guys just outthought my joke.
Well, you made us laugh that time.
I don't know. I think a time machine could be pretty cool because like there's a lot you could do with it, but then you're also getting into the fact of like if you change the past, then the future isn't the future. And
That's
stuff
what
like
I
that.
was wondering.
So like
about
that's
that.
kind of like my issue is because it's like you could really screw some stuff up if you go with time machine.
Time machine technically would be letting you jump multiple timelines, parallel timelines.
Right. I'd go teleporter.
I think the time machine is too sketchy. There's too much stuff you could mess up with that. But the teleporter is cool. I could just be like,
It's basically just a convenience item.
yeah. I'd be like, drink hand, cool.
See, I'm not even thinking of that. Like, you want to go somewhere?
That's cool.
Bam,
like
you're
France.
there.
Free airline rest of your life.
Basically.
Although,
Yeah.
And it's instant.
I'd go teleporter too.
Although it's also like, what does it take to run these things? Is it like you have to like cut off a finger every time you use a teleporter, or like what?
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, what if it's like a grave cost? You know?
Well, in that case, does it have to be your own finger?
But if you use the time machine
Like, could it just
and
be a
then you
chicken
mess
finger?
something up, you then have to use the time machine again to stop yourself from messing that thing up.
And then what if then you mess up? Then you have to go back in time again to mess you.
Exactly. It's an infinite loop of you having to
You're
go
like,
back to
"No,
stop
no, no."
something from happening.
Oh, gee, Rick, we really messed this one up this time.
Hey, thanks for listening to episode 3 of A Foolish Endeavor. Hope you enjoyed our conversations about random conspiracy theories. If you have any thoughts on what we talked about, or you have a favorite conspiracy of your own, hit us up on Instagram. Send us a direct message. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and Anchor FM. You can also find us on YouTube, Foolish Endeavor Podcast. Our next episode will be September 8th. We'll catch you then. See ya!
Why is nobody laughing at what Jake said?
I missed
What did you
it.
say?
I was too busy talking over him.
What if I asked if it had to be like your own finger? And then I was like, well, if it's just a chicken finger.
Oh my gosh, chicken fingers! I would never give those up.
You're like, oh no, I ran out of teleporter fuel. Gotta head to McDonald's.